I booked. I wrote. Mrs. McMurtry?
Yes.
I can smell special branch. You're a plant, aren't you? A branchy plant.
Fred, first time over. Well, the visitor who makes Belfast his headquarters will have no reason to complain about the monotony of his surroundings. He will be able to plan his peregrinations in such a fashion as to combine the inspection of the several municipal and educational buildings with visits to no fewer than 5 of the biggest plants of their respective lines in the world's industries. And still have time in the afternoons and evenings.
Is that my half past? Oh, sorry, love. My mistake.
And still have time to see a legion of natural beauty spots.
Well, that about completes your cover, Deacey. Let's hope it's not one the blighters have blown already. Oh, I think the berry and the dark glasses are overdoing it.
I was just giving this gentleman a hand with this. How is he?
Your dad's back.
Stella still helping with the Bible classes? Don't let the blethering of the bleeding hearts kill you. Trouble's coming back. The best thing ever happened to this town. There wasn't one of them places before 1969. Now, they're all over the shop. You booked a single. Oh, Muldooney, by the way. Jeff.
He could have something to do with all them threatening letters you've been getting. Look, why don't you try and get a new round?
It's got nothing to do with the letters. Things will pick up. They're bound to pick up. I've been doing this round for 15 years. They've got to know me. Look, I'm the last windy cleaner in Belfast. I can't let them down.
Sammy, I'm not sure I understand you.
I'll go and have a look at him. He might be just what we're looking for with a grand on his last. The McMurtry.
DC Denis.
That's him. He's yours. Sammy McMurtry. Computer prediction, target terrorist of the month. Cover, Crumlin View guest house and window cleaning round.
Dangerous, is he? I suppose.
Very.
Armed, I suppose.
At all times. I'm not too sure about the Parker either.
Bathroom.
Ten minutes. Dinner.
There's a good boy. There's a good boy. Let me go. That's it. All gone. All gone. Here now. Now then.
You'll be our new police liaison in place of O'Shaughnessy here, who's finishing his tour this week. You are your replacement.
DC Deacey. Detective Constable DC, West Midlands Division, Solihull.
Solihull. And label DC. Yes, Leroy is one of the few West Indians in the RUC. In fact, he's the only one. I didn't want to send you out straight away with one of these Irish chaps. It's odd lot. Give you a wrong start on things. Tend to take all this nonsense a bit personal. You know? Well, don't worry about it. You'll soon get the hang of things. Small town. Everybody knows everybody. Unfortunately, so there it is. By the way, as a general rule, if you find you're not being shot at, you're in a safe area. If you are, you're not. We might have to think about that tie.
All units go to Malone Road.
$1928. They put the steel plate on my head in 1928. The best thing ever happened to me, except for Mrs. Muldooney taking off like that. And when they come to take it out again, could they find it? At least that's what I told them in the dole office. Now then, I've been on the dole ever since, and I know this wee town better than the back of Mrs. Muldooney's breakfast. From almost every street corner, one can see tempting vistas of these hills, cincturing Belfast with a beautiful green girdle. Belfast is unique as a garden city, with only 28 inhabitants to the acre, whose people, remembering the poet's injunction to look to the hills, should be independent and have great faith in themselves. And so they indubitably are. For to the average Belfastian, his city is Jehovah's Jerusalem.
But hasn't there been a lot of bombing and that here recently?
So the granddad's slipping a bit, is he? Monty.
You're a plant, aren't you? You've been shopping us to security all this time.
I'm saying nothing.
All right. What about the co-op job, huh? What went wrong? What went wrong? What went wrong?
I'm sick and tired of being asked about the co-op job.
All right. Now, what about the Ulster Bank job? That was in your district.
No, I'm sick and tired of being asked about that one and all. Ask us about the bumps. Says he's the new Belfast rep for the Acme Sports Equipment Company.
Of Loughborough.
You double round the back of the bank, Constable Sprott. I'll soon catch up with the getaway van in this heavy traffic.
Don't be a bloody fool, DC. He's armed and he's dangerous.
How up, man? You have the cat in hells.
You'll never take me alive, not even you, DC.
Look at him go.
Is it true he volunteered for Ulster?
That's DC of Derry, all right.
Go ahead, DC.
Ma says, can you keep the noise down? Mister. You wanna hush it? What about the granddad?
Monty wants to know why our own dad keeps sending us threatening letters.
If I didn't, who would?
You've been thinking of having the phone put in, haven't you? You could threaten yourself by phone then.
Tell Monty, I send them letters because in this wee town you're not worth known unless it's more than your life's worth to be seen with you.
What did you mean in there?
You've got to keep in with both sides. I mean, if I spread the word that the professionals are threatening my life, the other lot would think I was one of them and leave me alone, and vice versa. I'll be in clover. Some bloody clover.
And do you think that's what this new fella's come about, DC? Or maybe he's come about you know who under the roof, eh? Bed, Monty. And listen, if there's a brick comes through the window, don't worry. It'll probably be your dad keeping in with somebody.
Dear Daddy, right from my very first day, you guided my way so clearly, sincerely, dear Daddy. For all the heartaches and tears, those
killers, you know? I can tell them. I've had some jobs in my time, but I never sweated like on this one. The Solihull Ripper's got nothing on this Sammy McMurtry.
All right, Sarge, I says, I'm game. Bags of overtime. Detached duty with another force. Always looks good on the old promotion sheet, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I'll drive you around a bit. You meet my best grass, and I'll tell you what's really behind all this here rooty-toot the captain's enjoying so much.
Well, I've got this sister-in-law in Leicester, you see. Smashing girl. 3 digs. Claimed the full lodging allowance, okay?
This place. Hand it back to the Aborigines, I say, man.
Then, on the Friday, I get the papers. Ulster, I says. I thought you said pigging Leicester. You've got to laugh, haven't you? See, I've been a bit mutton, Jeff, since I got thumped up the villa last season. What a bloody game, isn't it? I thought you said pigging Leicester.
Fascinating, isn't it? Technology versus terrorism. At the press of a button, we can get all the gen we need on the blighter. Make of car, color, license plates, where last parked, who last given lift, top speed, average MPG, tire pressures, the whole griff. That's, of course, if the blighter has a car. According to the last printout on how we're doing, the troubles ended in May 1973. Other digs.
There's someone in there.
This is an eye, man. Wise up. You have a word with the boys, they bomb you out on a rota basis and split the compound with you. That's protection. You gotta speak 2 languages in this place. 3. English, Irish, and rubbish. Wise up. Protection means getting bombed. I mean, this is the place where the war didn't start till they sent in the peacekeeping force. What have you read in the papers, man? This is a pre-post-colonial situation. And whatever you hear on that magic box, they ain't gonna keep them crazies in the cage any longer than they have to. This is what I always carry with me. The mug shots of every villain in this Airville. I look up the street, I look down the street. I look along the bar, and I look in the snug. And if I see that any one of the faces looking back at me matches one of these, I run like hell.
Ladies and gentlemen, is our basic position on the current tripartite stalemate between London, Dublin, and what might still be called in certain political circles the discredited storm and establishment consensus network.
Time for just one more question, gentlemen.
On the question of the proposals to extend homosexuals the same rights in Northern Ireland as in the rest of the United Kingdom, sir, what is your position on that?
What's my position?
Sir.
What? Yes, well, both the Army Council and the political command of the movement are in complete accord in this one. Homosexuality between consenting adults here in northeastern Ireland. Legal? Yes. Compulsory? No.
That's all for this evening, gentlemen. Photographs of hooded men may be taken in the back garden for the next 10 minutes. And I've spoken to the men of violence, car stickers available from myself, price 50p.
Let's split, man. Nothing here for us. Are you crazy? With only one day to go? Excuse me.
Have you formed any conclusions, like, as to what's behind all this?
You mean apart from it being a pre-post-colonial situation? Yeah. What are the two minority groups over here, DC Deacey, that are most discriminated against, eh? The Roman Catholics and the homosexuals. I come over here in 67, see. One thing I don't like is RCs or homos. You dig? You're not an RC or a homo, are you? I'm fed up with being discriminated against. I say I'll come over here and have some of that shit myself. I'll come over here and I'll take it out on the RCs and the homos. So as soon as I get over here, they stop ganging up on the RCs, at least the way it's official, and the war still goes on. So, right, it wasn't the RCs that was responsible for that bombing and shooting at all. It was the homosexuals, yeah.
Are they winning?
It's just about to be legalized, that's all. That's all. I'm going, man.
I've never heard it explained like that before.
You got any better? Window cleaning's only a front, DC. Wise up, man. No money in that in this town. No windows in this town.
For terrorist activities, you mean? A front for them?
A homosexual prostitution racket, that's all.
The girls on the game, I know that. In fact, I'm going to use that. And I thought I'd break into that locked room.
What do you think you're on over here, DC Deacey? Another remake of Jane Eyre? Never you mind no locked rooms. You just keep your eyes on the homosexual going on in there. Let's go and do some low-level surveillance.
Kindly instruct the McMurtry that there's to be some changes in the routine of myself and the prison. My roommate. From now on, we'll be taking all our meals in the interrogate. In the bedroom. At 0800, 1330 and 1800 hours. Something else. Let me know if it's scream. If the noise of the television's too loud, especially in the early hours of the morning.
Oh,
Who have you been working for?
I want to see a lawyer.
Who have you been working for?
I'm saying nothing.
Where'd you get the dough?
I can't tell you. I wish to God I could, but I can't. No, I can't.
Softly, softly, come to me. Touch my lips. Softly, softly, turn the key and open up my
Check out in there.
Yes.
And in first place, winner of the All Belfast Ruby Murray Lookalike competition, we Monty McMurtry of the Crumlin.
So much for low-level surveillance.
Sam. Sammy.
That's it. I'm through. I'm hanging up my chamois for good. We're getting out, Gracie.
Bored? A young snapper like yourself bored in Belfast. A cracker of a town like this for amusement. No place like it, right, Bella?
Yeah. We'd have to go to the Isle of Man for anything like the fun.
Well, there's the Grand Opera House, the Royal Hippodrome, the Empire Music Hall, the Royal Cinema, the Classic, the Imperial, the Picture House, Royal Avenue, the Panopticon, the Alhambra, the Gaiety, the Ulster Hall, the Wellington Hall, the Assembly Hall, the Grosvenor Hall. We are a capital city, after all.
I've been down to the City Hall.
Things'll pick up.
Gracie.
When the troubles are over.
And what then? There'll never be much demand again for Irish linen tablecloths, will there? A new life, Craske. A new start.
Muldooney?
It'll take a few quid to set us up in Derby.
Derby?
Tell your ma and the McMurtry that your man and I won't be opening this door again for the next few days.
Well, I'll just get your grub steak then.
Have you seen the Black and Decker? Your dad wants a word with the granda.
Oh, does he want a hand?
Very funny, miss.
From Larne to Cushendall is 25 miles. And in that distance, you're never out of sound or scent of the sea. Serenely, the track goes on, in almost alternate patches of black and white, contemptuous alike of mountain and sea, penetrating rock it cannot still, and leading the pilgrim ever on to fresh beauties and more gorgeous scenes, until the wild riot of loveliness culminates in the supreme glory of the Antrim Glen.
I was just wondering if there's not a more intimate way of relaxing after a hard day's working for the Acme Sports Equipment Company.
Oh, Lockborough.
My dad wants a word. And, have you seen the hedge trimmers?
Seriously, why did you come here?
I thought I'd be able to get me hands on one of them SAS men. You know, the supermen that go around their hands and knees with their faces all blacked up.
Yeah, Al Jolson made a fortune at that, of course. Particularly.
Do you like it? Very disappointing.
Yeah. Did you find one?
Yeah. 6'6" and built like a brick shithouse.
Brick?
Massive he was. Massive.
But it didn't work out.
No. I brought him up here. Feel that, he said, rolling his sleeve up to his arm. Feel that, he said, pulling his trouser leg up to his knee. All bloody night long I was feeling his arm and his leg while he pounced up and down with his blacked up face and balaclava, telling me how much better he was, even than the bloody Israelis.
What about this lot in the house here? Involved in any nonsense, are they?
Well, there's a couple of bondage freaks next door. And then there's Muldooney. But he hasn't enough sense to know whether to wind his watch or go for a slash. And then there's Granda. He's locked up in his bedroom all day.
Granda.
And then there's the McMurtrys themselves.
Keep themselves to themselves, do they, the McMurtrys?
Jesus, who else would have them? I know. I'm definitely getting out of here. As soon as I've done enough business to afford the shuttle. Though still, you know, it's a lot quieter here than it is in Ball's Bridge.
Ow.
Dirty? Yeah?
No.
You dirty little thing. You're asking for a spanking.
So, the total, Mr. Muldooney, including sundries, such as the use of television, the provision of bathroom mats, the use of the backyard in the summer, and the cutlery facilities in the dining room, comes to £257 to the nearest quid.
Well, things will pick up. I've been promised a job on the trams when things get better.
I didn't expect this of you, Mr. Muldooney.
But I thought it wouldn't be quite so. I thought there was years left in him.
We're starting fresh in Derby.
We need the loot. You understand?
An agreement's an agreement. We're all businessmen up here.
just saying good night to the granda.
Dearly beloved, to join together these two.
Till death us do part.
You may kiss the bride.
Constable Deacey, Mrs. Deacey. Very moving.
Well, I don't really seem to be getting anywhere, Captain Wigmore. I don't get the feeling I can crack it just sat here like I did on the Solihull Ripper case. It just doesn't add up. I know what the computer says, but I don't think that Sammy McMurtry could be a hitman for Mother Care. Mother Care. It's a chain of shops selling... Yes. Yes.
Cookstown man is questioned about death of former nurse. Ulster men are held by Greek police. And Soccer Stars Everton set to play in Belfast next week. Ambulance men here are joining the mounting industrial action which is threatening to cripple.
Good morning.
Special Air Services. I don't suppose you could help me to get out of here, could you?
Sorry, old chap. I'm on an exercise.
You old bugger. Oh, just paying my last respects. Saying goodbye to the granda.
I'm checking out today. I'm doing no business here.
Hold on, boy. I've something for you.
Give my regards to Yuri. Remember to cross my leg. Any message for the folks back home, Captain Wigmore? I'm off on that big white bird.
I'm taking DC out of the Crumlin View. Poor chap seems to be cracking up. Seems to think that McMurtry is running a protection racket for some company selling children's clothes.
New one on me, Captain. But I wouldn't put nothing past them homos. You know, there's something about that setup that gives me the heebies.
What setup?
The Crumlin View, do-you-do.
There's nothing wrong there.
Hmm? Well then, why is DC sleeping with his wardrobe against the door?
Ah, that's the computer. Bit of a snafu in the flow charting, I'm afraid. They'd made hell with the logic. They're sending a chap round. It's another Sammy McMurtry altogether. Lives in Strabane. Calls himself O'Neill.
Well, roll my eyes.
Our man's clean. So be a love and nip round to the Crumlin View and get DC out from wherever. And while you're there, you could sort out these forms for me. I can't get here until London dress like that, are you?
I might see if you're around this way again.
Yes, the Crumlin View seems very reasonable. Very reasonable terms.
You think so?
I had hoped to flog a couple of these here, maybe. To Mr. McMurtry himself, maybe.
Well, if you're offering them for nothing down on 1,000 installments, they'll cover all. Maybe.
He's not doing too well, then.
Oh, I found a member of the Depression like his dad before him. He's packing it up, you know. They're getting out. Just have a bit of business to do first. No, if it's loot you're after, you should have tried the two fellas in the one bunk along there. Your man and himself.
What's their line of business, then?
Oh. Post offices, bank jobs, hijacks, protection rackets, bombings, intimidation, illegal marches, defacing Her Majesty's posters. You name it. Them two's had a hand in it ever since this lot started up again.
Da says, are you taking a lie down now?
Rent day. Oh, give my regards to the folk in Loughborough.
I keep waking up, sweating. I've been told to do a hijack job, a take me to Havana job, on a corporation bus. On a corporation bus.
Hope it done doesn't, eh?
So I stick my shooter in the driver's gob. Freeze it! He pulls over. There's two men and a dog on the lower deck. Hit the street, I says, they jump. Upstairs, there's a 6'5", 15 stone, orange man on every seat. I've hijacked an orange outing.
I'm starving, but...
This way, gents. We've got some talking to do. Easy.
Are you the...
It's about the compensation.
Oh, jeez, but yous fellas work queer and quick, don't yous? McMurtry! Monty! Will you just go in there, mister, please?
Huh?
Well, you see, it took 3 months the last time. Now, do you think, is there any chance of speeding things up? Now, you help your old granda into the spare room there.
Names, dates, the lot.
When do you want to start, mister? $1968.
January.
Yeah. Compensation, is it?
Uh-huh.
Jeez, but you get a move on.
What sort of a fiddle is this, man? How many legs has this cat lost?
What are you talking about? You taking a horn?
Your late granddad brother is just down here as having lost 2 left arms and 3 right legs in the past 18 months.
Grandad keeps staring at me.
Put another nail through the lead then. Can't you see him? Busy?
Right. 1969, post office jobs.
I done all them.
You done all them?
You can have the sectarian assassinations.
Okay, yeah, all right. I done all them.
All of them?
With a couple of mates. We work weekends and all.
Well, you know how it is when you're trying to keep a business going. You'll try anything. Well, wee Monty was thumped by a Brit. No, wee Monty attacked this soldier's knee with her head a couple of years ago. And then the City Hall sent us a form to claim compensation.
We got 50 quid out of it.
We got £53.10.
We got the new tally out of it.
And then Sammy got to thinking, well, if a thump on the ear's worth that much, how much would an arm be worth? Or a leg?
The rates were due, the gutter needed fixing, and there was this old fella coming stuck with
Are
the rent.
you telling us, or is it me? The upshot of it was, we put it to him. And it was £750 for an arm and £1,500 for a whole leg.
And there was the washing machine and a spin dryer and a cocktail cabinet and a fortnight in Isle of Man.
And that's the first holiday our wee Monty had since this all blew up again.
But he wasn't up to it, though. But there's many's a fella needs a roof over his head in this wee town.
Excuse me, are you telling us, or is it me? Well, he wasn't up to it right enough, as he says, but, like, we've had a right good run off the others.
Aye, there was Jim Fingal, the fella with a bucky eye, and then there was this old fella whose name we never knew come in out of the rain, and there was Mrs. Johnson's granddad from number 15, and where'd we get that fella that had just snuffed it?
At the bus stop. Monty brought him in for a warm.
But how the hell did you get to the Ormo Road from here in 5 minutes to plant a bomb in the co-op?
You had a bike?
Yeah, I had a bike.
Mr. Muldooney was going to be the last. He's up there now. An agreement's an agreement. We're all business people up here, you know.
And Mr. Muldooney is... And is he... Have you got around to... yet?
Give us some credit.
And the other grandad just snuffed it? What sort of heathens do you think we are?
What about the orange bus job?
All right. Yeah. I was taking orders.
Whose orders?
Yours?
Don't you want to know about the pet shop bombings?
And the Belfast corporation public toilet disasters.
Well, we were the first terrorists to use anti-self-destructive...
Ex-Guinness employee alarm clocks is...
high-velocity, self-propelling, lethal... weapons?
See what I mean, Doctor?
Doctor?
Right pair of headbangers. It's a classic case, Doctor, as you'll know better than me. They start in the usual way, letting it be known on the sly, out of the corner of the stouty chute, that they know a few things you don't. But they won't tell you, hoping to keep their boys off the front step. And when they're late home at night, they're not just coming from the bingo. You with me? By this time, your reputation in the street is such that you're even scared stiff to look your own mush straight in the pug for a shave. And the next step down the line is for those two buggers of act, moving colored pins on the street map, thinking every newspaper cutting's a reference to themselves. They're taking turns, you know. One day, Army, Council, Chief of Staff, Patrick Pierce, command. The next, Supreme Commander, Carson Brigade of the Red Hand of Ulster Loyalist Suicide Battalions. The trouble with them over here is they live in a world of their own.
DC?
Who's that?
It's my oppo, O'Shaughnessy.
Dr. O'Shaughnessy. We don't see many darkies over here except in the army. Is that you, McMurtry?
It's okay, man. I know all about it.
He's rumbled. You're all right. How long do you think we'll get for this, mister?
What are you talking about?
3 months? More?
Look, I'm on the plane from Aldergrove in 30 minutes flat. What you've been doing is no business of mine, not unless there's homosexing in it.
Oh, no, there's none of that in this house. We're all churchgoers here.
Well, that's okay then. Just let this cat out of bed, we call it quits. You haven't said anything to DC, have you?
Out of bed? I have an agreement with McMurtry here. I have an agreement to stay in this bunk, all found 4 square ones a day. TV, radio, wind-up gramophone, glass of milk at bedtime, 3 bottles of stout a day for the rest of my natch. An agreement's an agreement.
But what about the...
I am not shifting. Monty, where's my breakfast?
Front or back bedroom view?
Back.
Hey, Mrs. Mac, would you ever send up me half-past when he gets here?
Thank you very much, Mr. Deacey. Oh, would you like a card? Well, now, thank you. Bye-bye now.
What did she... Did you find out any...
You?
It might look like Birmingham.